For almost 4 months, I've been going to the gym 5 days a week, and it's been incredibly rewarding both mentally as well as on the physical side. With combinations of just lots of fitness as well as healthy eating, my body has been changing quite a bit, so I've needed to continually update my activewear collection with pieces that suit me properly and fit well, but also discovering which brands that I love the most as well as which styles suit the exercises I've been doing, which have been a bit more focused on weight training and circuit training. So today I wanted to share my current activewear capsule, which is going to showcase a range of different cuts and colors that I love the most for this season, which is really important because of the warmth and coverage levels that are needed, which could be different for everybody. And I'm going to break this down into different categories like leggings versus sports bras and that type of thing. And I believe that all of these can apply to different athleisure styles that I think you'll really love. I'll have everything linked down in the video description and in the top pinned comment where you can find everything. So let's get started. Starting with leggings, a brand that I've been really enjoying is Alphalete. These are the Surface Power leggings that I'm wearing today, and I love them because they've got this really unique crisscross design in the front, so it makes it a little bit more on the mid-rise, which I've been surprised how much I've been loving, but I think that it also is just flattering in the way that they cut it. In the back, it's a little bit lower, and in the front as well than on the sides. And so that just makes it to where when I'm moving around, it still looks natural, and it just has a more interesting design in general. Another reason why I like these is that they've got a very interesting seam on the sides. It's going all different directions, and at first when I put it on, I'm like, am I doing this right? But I really do appreciate the design, and I think it's more flattering than just having that straight up and down seam on the sides there. Also, I got this pair in a pebble black design, which is a little bit more on the navy side, just so you know that, but up close, it's got this beautiful, very sporadic, spotty design on it, which I think really helps if you want to mask a little bit of cellulite or anything like that. This is going to just have a very flattering look in general there, and it also will prevent you from ever having any stains on it because it just looks like it's part of the design. Next are the Surface Power shorts. So they're just like the pebble black pair before, only they are cut off. And they are the one and only biker style short that I have felt great in. I generally feel like they don't do me any justice. They don't honor my curves, but this one actually does. I think it accentuates without like fighting against the design of my body, if that makes sense. And again, it's got those amazing seams along the side that I can feel along there. So all together, I feel like if I'm going to wear a short, that this would be the one that I would choose. Next is the Alphalete Amplify Seamless Scrunch leggings. So they do have that scrunch in the booty, so definitely just decide for yourself if that's something that you're comfortable with. For me, I don't mind it, but some people might. Also, I think that these are a pair that I've been enjoying probably the most and wearing the most frequently because of the range of motion that I get, and they're totally squat proof just like the ones before. Actually, all the leggings today are squat proof because I need that for what I'm doing. And I also really enjoy that this pair has some compression, a compression design along the side of the thigh there, which I feel like really gives a little bit more of a flattering or something that I feel very comfortable in wearing as far as the design. Also, it's got a very high waist, so it's a bit more high-waisted than the pair that I just showed, but I do appreciate the crisscross design just a little bit more. As for colors, I'm wearing the rich brown, but I also have a black, and I also have an amazing pair of blue ones that I love as well, and I've been wearing through autumn. Okay, next is Gymshark. These are the Adapt Animal Seamless leggings. I have been enjoying Gymshark leggings in different colorways and patterns, and they're really good for if you want something that has a thicker material, and they're very concealing if you want anything that hides cellulite or compresses or anything like that. But they are getting loose on me in the stomach. I started with a medium, and now the smalls are getting a little loose on me. I do like the smalls in Alpha Alphalete. So just as a point of reference, I'll link everything down below and have my sizes listed. The scrunch in the back is a little bit less obvious than the Alphalete ones, and they're still very squat proof for the gym. So excellent all the way around if you want something with compression, with a thicker material, but if you want more flexibility, then go with the Alphaletes. Moving into sports bras, let's start with the Aloe brand. The one I'm wearing is the Jacquard Glen Plaid Gratitude bra, and this is in titanium and black, but I also have that cinnamon brown color before that is so beautiful. It's like a really rich brown, and I love the houndstooth print on it and how they've sort of like made different types of designs throughout the whole thing, which makes it look really intriguing. It also has this cool, not quite crisscross design, but something that has this V in the back that's really lovely, and that's all stretchy material. So it's not one that can be adjusted, but it is something that really is stretchy and comfortable to wear. It's not digging in on any part of my neck, which is lovely. And as far as support, I would say that it's very supportive because this band is secure and tight, but not like where I can't breathe. So they did a really good job on the design of it and the comfort of it. And it does have a lot of coverage too, and you can remove those extra padding there if you just are okay with that look and want something more natural. The next bra from Aloe is the Airlift Intrigue bra. So I'm wearing the Espresso, but I also have one in black. This one feels a little bit less supportive than the one before it, but it depends what kind of straps that you want, because this one does have adjustable straps. So if you want just a right fit, if you feel like your bras are a bit more particular and you need that specification, then get this one. This one has the same level of like coverage as the one before it, so it does have these pads that can be just removed or placed in. I like them in just because it gives me a little bit more modesty at the gym underneath my tops and all that. So it depends what you're doing and your environment. But I really do like it. It's got a little bit of a cutout in the back too, which is lovely, and a little bit flirty, but nothing too drastic. So really lovely, very comfortable, and a little bit less supportive than the one before. As for Alphalete sports bras, I'm going to start with the Surface Tri Bra. I'm wearing it in white, but I also have this black version. It has a beautiful triple strap in the back, which again is very comfortable. It lays very nicely. It's got enough stretch in it to where I believe that if you get the right size that you're going to be fine and you won't need anything adjusted. But definitely try this one because it is very comfortable, and yet it's not really digging in anywhere, and the support level is great. It doesn't feel like it's going to move around or be too loose or anything like that. It does have those pads in it as well, and I think that they do have a little bit of an outline on the white version, but I would rather that than the alternative. Maybe in the black version I might, I think I did already take those pads out, and I think that that would be a more natural and lovely look. I also love the way that they have designed this Alphalete logo in the front. It's got like a stickier material or like something rubbery there that just has a beautiful design and picks up on the light a bit. So it's a very lovely bra. There's lots of attention to detail here, and I think that it would elevate any look. If you've got like a cutout design on your top, then you can sort of feature this design in the back very well. Okay, next is the Alphalete Surface Wrap Bra. So it's very similar to the crisscross design of the leggings, which again, I'm wearing them here with the shorts. It's got that beautiful repeated design on top and bottom, and this bra brings a little bit more emphasis on the top part. So I feel like with the shorts, there's more of a balanced look between my two curves. This also has a little bit more of like, if you are flatter up top, I feel like this is going to make that look more voluminous. I also think that it has just a really great amount of support, and even though it's got more of a plunging neckline, it's not really showing anything if you're moving around or doing push-ups or anything like that. Now with anything that's a halter top that has a thick strap, then that's going to actually de-emphasize your shoulders. So it depends what sort of look that you're going for, but if you want to emphasize your shoulders more, then this might not be the top for you. But if you want to emphasize your chest, then this would be perfect. Next is the Stratus bra by Alphalete. This is something that I've really been enjoying wearing with matching sets. So with my blue pair, I've got a blue bra, I've got brown, and then I also have a black pair. That is such a lovely design too, because if you feel on the fence about wearing sports bras just solo, then this still has a lot of fabric here, and it also just feels like it cuts down a little bit lower, and having it matching makes it feel more like a set. So that's lovely, but I also like to be able to have shirts that are a little bit looser fitting so that when I am moving around, then it's got a really cool design underneath, and you can be clever with different colors that you wear underneath versus your top. So you can play around with that type of idea, but this one again is very similar to the cut before, where you've got a thicker band here and more emphasis on the chest, but then just having this a little bit lower and something that you can play around with, move where it feels comfortable on your back, then that's a really lovely design and something you can play with. Moving into tops, I really recommend trying Aritzia. Their line of clothing for more casual or loungewear or athleisure is just so lovely and very smart looking. So starting with this long sleeve top, this is the tumble long sleeve in black. It's more of just a cropped crew neck, but having that extra long sleeves with the thumb holes is a nice contradiction to having a cropped shirt. So it makes the arms look a bit more extended and ironic in the fact that the sleeves are long but the shirt is not. And I feel like this is just a very flattering look. It looks very athletic. It is tight up top. Like, this means that I don't need to have as much support from my bra because this is doing that already. And so it depends if this is the look you want or not, but this is like a little bit more compressing here and pancaking the chest. So just think about what you're looking for that. Also by Aritzia is the Sunday Best half zip long sleeve. This is very similar to the one before it, only the collar here is a lot more prominent. I like to wear it either closed up or down. It's perfectly fine either way. Absolutely wonderful for an athleisure look. The sleeves aren't quite as long, but they are very tight fitting against the wrist and everything. This shirt is a little bit looser in general than the one before it and fits more comfortably than the one before it. But the crop is just around the same area, and I do really think that it's a very smart and athletic look. So if you want something a little bit more on the preppier side, then a shirt like this is going to be absolutely wonderful. Next from Aritzia is the TNA Cozy Fleece Perfect Quarter Zip Sweatshirt. So this really is a lot different than the others because it's more of a warm-up piece. I think it's excellent for like running errands then going to the gym because this will suit the needs of both. And when just trying to warm up, it keeps me warm while I'm doing that, so I don't have to just go straight into like short sleeves and tank tops and that type of thing. So this is great also because it's cropped up, but it's looser fit, so it's going to create a little bit more of a difference between your top half and your lower half. Very relaxed fitting. The sleeves are extra long, the shoulder is dropped, so it's just got one of those very like casual, cozy feels to it instead of more of the tight fitting, more preppy looks before. As for Gymshark tops, this one has been something I've been wearing repeatedly. It's the Adapt Animal crop top. I think that it's great because it's a little bit on the sheer side, but when it's sheer, it shows this little tiny, more leopard or cheetah print on it, just woven into the design. So it's very stretchy, it's sweat wicking. I also like the sleeve length. I feel like with cropped things, I especially don't want something that's like a cap sleeve. I want something that looks like it's bigger than it should be on me, and so that creates just a really cool design when I'm moving around, and it allows it to show things that are great about some of these bras I've shown in the past, just to like move around, and it's like creating this new design with movement. The other thing that I really like about this is that it is a top that isn't going to make it feel like you're wearing anything. So if you just want a little bit of coverage but you don't want it to be sweltering on you, then this is a great option. As for the Aloe brand, this fleece quarter zip is lovely and very similar in a lot of the details from before, where we've got a drop shoulder, but I really loved the way that they've made this waist snatching design here. So you've got something that's super bulky and casual and drapey and oversized, but then it's like pulling it all together right right at the waist. So that's just a really cool design, and I like to play with the sleeves and just make them feel like they are draped, and you can pull them up, and that's another design as well. So this one's really lovely to wear. I like to wear it both open like this, but then also when it's zipped up, I've got so much room in the neck, so it's not compressed on me or anything. So there's a lot to play with to make it feel just right for you. And altogether, I feel like this is super warm. I'm not as cold as I was when I was wearing those other pieces, and this is just like a very comforting thing and lovely to warm up with if you want something that's not white to do so. I feel like for the amount of videos I've done on how to look chic, people who love those videos tell me, Bethany, I never want to see anything that's a sweatshirt. I would never wear anything that's a sweatpant. But this hoodie just sort of stole my heart. I love this Alphalete hoodie. It's cropped up, of course, but it's very casual and yet elevated. So it's casual in the way that it's got that material that's just a standard sweatshirt, and you've got this amazing hood that's even very oversized and fun to play with. But it also has a quarter zip, and I feel like that alone makes it something that's a lot more elevated, because I haven't really worn a sweatshirt that has something like that. And then the drape here was well done. I feel like Alphalete just knows what they're doing when it comes to the woman's body and form, like to make something that still looks very flirty and still very honoring of curves and accentuations of that type of thing is just so lovely. So I like the drop shoulder. I like that there's a lot of emphasis going on here with the hood and just with everything that's bulky here, but it still is very slimming in the way that it's designed to be just right in the drape and in this little scrunch here and in so many other ways. So when I got this home, I was like, I really don't want to return this one. I want to keep it. It's cozy, it's comfortable, and I know I'm going to get a lot of use out of it. The one change that I would make if this was my clothing line is that I wouldn't have a logo here. I don't mind it on the sports bra, but here it's very prominent. I would rather have it in the back like a lot of the other Alphalete logos are placed, and I feel like I like Alphalete more because they do that instead of like Gymshark where they put the logos very prominently. That's just my personal preference. Okay, next, moving into jackets, I have a range of different warmths because where I live, it could be 60 degrees one day, and then the next day it could be 20 degrees. So for those warmer days, I love that this is a North Face crop jacket that actually is where I can cinch it here with a drawstring, and then I can just adjust it depending on the outfit and my comfort level that day. So it's a very slim fitting jacket. I feel like it's very up and down in the structure of how they've designed it, but yet the fleece is still very casual. And I love the black and white sort of domino design here, and I also think that it's so cool with different features like not only this beautiful zip here, which I can wear open or closed, but also it's got a pocket just here at the chest, and just, I don't know, there's lots of features about this that I feel were well done and worth the price. For another lightweight jacket, this one from North Face is the 100 Glacier cropped quarter zip, and I really do appreciate it. It's a little bit different than the one before it because it's not quite as cropped up and it doesn't have a drawstring. So what's actually happening when I wear it is that I feel that like draft a little bit more here, and that is much more cooling than this one, which had the drawstring to like insulate me. So if I had worn it a little bit looser, then it wouldn't have gotten any skin showing and I would have been warmer. So it depends what you're looking for the day. This is very sporty on its own and still very casual because of the drape and the opening here. I feel like this is one of those pieces that I could wear to any warm-up, but also so good for athleisure just as a style. So very well done. I love the fleece here, and perfect for layering underneath bigger jackets as well. Okay, if you want a lightweight jacket that isn't insulated or fleece or anything like that, then this one is much cooler. It's perfect for warming up or wearing to the gym. This is the Clubhouse jacket by Aloe, and it is very cropped up up still and tighter along the waistline here, but then up top it's very loose. It's a lot like this one before that was from Aloe as well, where it's got that snatched waist. So that you can tell that there's a pattern here by the designer where you're having something tighter here and then loose and flowing up top. So I really appreciate that. As far as like zipping it up and everything, they've got a little bit of fabric here, so this is wonderful for those like windier days. And it's very, I would say that like in person, I felt like it was more elevated, but seeing it more like on camera, I feel like it's just more of a casual look in general. And I think that's because a few things are going on here. Not only are the sleeves more like sloped, they've got a raglan design, so that's going to be a lot more like de-emphasizing in the shoulders. So it's billowing down a lot more than it's like puffing or anything like that. I do think that too, not having this giant collar here, so if you want something a little bit shorter, this would be excellent. And when it is zipped up, you've got so much room here, so it's very comfortable. And this again, I could see layered underneath bigger jackets because it's so incredibly lightweight that you might even forget that you have it on. Okay, moving into thicker jackets, this one is a puffer that is cropped up by North Face. I think that when you think of the North Face brand, you're thinking of more of these fleeces or things that are very square cut like this. This is what I think of with North Face, not this. But I love this so much, and I'm not even much of a puffer gal. I feel like in general, puffers go wrong when they are too long, like when they hit you at your widest point on your hips as somebody who's petite and curvy. But with something like this, it's cropped up, so it's honoring your curves, much like we've talked about in the previous pieces. So that is lovely. I also like that it's got that drawstring again, so when it's zipped up, these little strings sort of just tuck in, and it's very cute and comfortable. And altogether, this is a shinier fabric. So even though I'm wearing it in this brown, the colors of it are just changing with the light and the shadows, and the hue of it is just coming out very prominently. And that is lovely to wear because it still is a neutral, but I'm playing with something that's a bit more on the rust color side. So I also really like it zipped up. I mean, it's warm, it's comfortable. It's cozy. I could layer things underneath it very easily. And as any puffer, it's nice because then, you know, it's giant when you're just like standing here, but when you're like sitting down or anything like that, it's not like you're getting too much fabric. So I do appreciate that. And also here we've got some Velcro along the sleeves on the cuffs, so you can keep that a lot more closed in if you're really cold and just keep out any draft in general. I also wanted to mention the other colors that I've gotten for this. So I've got a black in the puffer, and that is lovely and very standard if you want to try something like that. And then for these North Face fleeces, I've got that black one I showed, but I also have this one in white. Okay, this next jacket from North Face is a bit like if the puffer and the fleece had a baby. I love it. I feel like a baby lamb in it, and I'm not sad about it. I think that it's a much more streetwear feel to me than something that I would typically wear. And that makes me feel like this different version of myself, which is really fun to play with. So I do like a lot of the features about it here again, where you've got that drawstring to keep you warm and to sort of accentuate the difference between your top half and your bottom half. And I'm extremely comfortable in it because the lining in this is very cool compared to the fleece on the outside. Other than that, I would say that it's just fun to experiment with different colors and textures, because this time of year I'm not working with a giant range of colors. I do that more like in summer or in different seasons, but I don't do that so much in winter time. I sort of honor the fact that in my environment we've got like a lot more neutrals in brown, black, white to work with outside. So I like to sort of blend in that way. This is so cute and adorable, which aren't like pillars of my style, but I just love it. I feel like it's a fun take on an athleisure style. For those of you who have watched this long, you get to be rewarded by seeing what I think is my favorite coat. So this is a cropped bomber. It's just slightly cropped. I feel like if you didn't have my proportions, if you're more like someone who's a lot taller or has long legs and a short body, that this is already going to be not quite cropped, but it is going to cinch right here at the bottom. I love this so much for different reasons. I love the color, which is called espresso. If it needed to win my heart anymore, that would have done it. I also love that there are pockets everywhere. And so I always am trying to carry things with me to the gym, and that's just one less thing that I have to bring with me is my purse when I'm able to just stuff everything in my jacket. There's pockets here, and there's double pockets on the sides, and there's just so many pockets that I'll never use them all, but I just love the look of it. It reminds me a bit of like Top Gun. I love this giant collar here, and it zips up very nicely. I actually spent a few hours outside in the cold one night with this when I was hanging out with friends, and I was perfectly warm in it, which is lovely because it's not even fleece lined or anything like that. I love the quilting here too. Like, there's just so many surprises I'm still loving about this jacket, and I'm so glad I kept it. So this is, again, the Aloe Blaze Bomber, and I'll have it linked below. As for shoes, these have been the primary pairs that I've been wearing. I've got this one in white and this one in black with a white sole. They are a little bit dirty, so they've been getting so much use. These are the Under Armour Rain 4 training shoes. When I first began, like in my first week going to the gym, doing circuit training and lots of like lunges and squats, I realized very quickly that my running shoes were not gonna cut it. So I got these ones and I've been so happy with them. I like them because they have more of a wider front here, so if I'm doing anything where I wanna spread all my toes for balance, then this is excellent. And then as opposed to a running shoe, which isn't going to give you as much stability in the base, this is something that's just very flat. So it's going to give you all of that without having the lack of movement that something like a Converse would give you. So like those are really great if you're just going to be doing deadlifts or something like that. But when you're actually doing circuit training and sort of running around to some degree, then you want something that still has that flexibility. So I can't recommend this enough. I've tried the Metcons as well, and these ones were a lot better. Also, you might have spotted throughout this video that I've been wearing these awesome headphones that Zach got me. They are the AirPod Maxes, and so he got us both a pair for Christmas. So I've been really having fun just making outfits with them, but they definitely could work so well if you wear headphones to the gym. The sound is amazing, and they're just as warm as like earmuffs on your way to the gym. Otherwise, I've always loved my AirPods Pro. Anyways, I've been loving them too because they really block out a lot of sound and cancel that out if you are in a really loud environment. So hopefully this video was helpful if you're looking for athleisure outfits or if you are going to the gym a lot. These are going to be so excellent for hitting any of the goals that you have coming up for this time of year. I know that when people are looking toward January and different fitness goals they want to hit, it's really fun to start dreaming about how you're going to actually dress your body, because if you're familiar with this channel, I've talked a lot about the idea of enclothed cognition, where you're able to have more capability all just by what your mindset is. So if you dressed great for the job that you're about to do, then you're gonna do it so much better than if you're wearing something that you don't feel great in, which has been my little hack for going to the gym and trying to do stronger and better things than I've done in my past. So with that said, if you don't mind subscribing, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.